show you guys the herbal oil infusion. Yay! I just want to say a few quick words before I get started in showing you how to do that. One, it's a simple process. It's not hard at all. It's not really laborious. It may take a little time as far as trying to make sure that you want to make sure that your oil is mixed up really good in your plant material. But what I really wanted to address was why I use dried herbs instead of fresh herbs. One, because they are more readily available to me, and two, now this is my theory, I'm not an herbalist at all, but the consensus among herbalists in doing my research of trying to find out how to actually do an oil infusion, the consensus among herbalists is that dried herbs yield an inferior oil. I disagree with that. Like I said, I'm not an herbalist, but I disagree with that, and the reason being is plants, just like we are made up primarily of water. Humans, our body content is 70% water, and I would venture to say that plants is right along those same lines, probably higher. Of course, some plants might be a little bit lower, but I would say minimum 50%. And with the fresh plant material, the good stuff is readily available, whereas when it's dried, the moisture content, the water content is dried out of the plant, and it takes longer for your oil to break down, penetrate that plant material, penetrate those fibers, to get, for the material to release the good stuff. And the other reason why, too, going along with that being said, anytime you're dealing with water, you have the issue of spoilage, mold, and all of that to deal with. So that is why I prefer to use, even if I had access to every herb that I use in my oil infusion, if I had access to all fresh, I think I still would prefer using dried herbs, because then I don't have that mold and moisture, preservative thing to have to worry about. Because there's no moisture in the product at all, it doesn't spoil nowhere near as fast as a product that has water in it. So that's why I use dried herbs, and I wanted to address that in the before we got started. Now, of course, you do have to wait a whole lot longer for your good herb infusion, for the good stuff to get in the oil. I don't know if you guys mentioned or remember, excuse me, from my 2-year video, that I had tried it after, I believe, like if you're using fresh material, it's probably good to use or ready to use after 6 to 8 weeks. Whereas with the dried, I tried it after 2 weeks. I tried it after 8 weeks. I tried it after 3 months, and it still wasn't there. But after 6 months, it was going on. It was on then. So, like I said, that's my theory and reasons, for using dried herbs as opposed to fresh. Like I said, I'm not an herbalist at all. Do your research. Everything that I'm going to be using in my mixture and showing you what I'm using is what I felt, based on my research, is what I felt would be good for my hair and good for my skin as well, because I have made, though my skin infusion is slightly different, basically the same ingredients but maybe different proportions. um, and maybe a few ingredients, left out. But based on my research, I'm using what I felt would work for me. So, and what I was looking to accomplish. I have dry hair, so I'm looking for things that will add softening and to help, to retain the moisture and to condition at the same time. So, that is my reasoning, my theory, my madness behind my choices of herbs in the infusion. So I think I have rambled on long enough. Let's go and see how it's done. Okay, we're going to run through the ingredients here that are going to be used in this particular oil infusion, and this is the one that I've used for my hair that I mentioned in the 2-year video. Aloe powder, benzoin gum powder, burdock root, chamomile, colt's foot leaf, comfrey leaf, comfrey root, hibiscus flower, fenugreek seed powder, Irish moss, marigold, also known as calendula, and I believe calendula is the Latin name, or proper name, I think that's correct, marshmallow root, mullein leaf, patchouli, rosebuds and petals, nettle leaf, sage, shave grass, more commonly known as horsetail. Shave grass, I believe, is the proper name, or the Latin name. Well, not the Latin name, but the proper name. Slippery elm bark, violet leaf, and last but not least, for preservative measures, citric acid. Okay, what I have here, what we're going to do is add our dried ingredients, the dried herbs, into any old glass jar that you want to use. This happens to be a jelly jar. I've got quite a few of these because the particular jelly that I like, the no sugar kind, only comes in these little small ones. So, but you can use any jar that you want. I like to use, any one that has a metal lid, because that helps keep the heat in there. And I go through one round of all of those ingredients that I named off earlier, generally doing a teaspoon. Sometimes I'll add a little bit more. I'll do one round of those, and then I will go into a second round, and I'm going to speed that process up, so that that makes this part of the video a bit shorter. Okay, I've gotten 1 round of ingredients in there, and as you can see, I still have room in the jar. So I'm going to go back through and add all of my ingredients again until I get the jar completely full of the dried herbs. The reason that I do that, it is doing it that way kind of mixes it up for you. And too, as I said, I'll add a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that. Generally, it's a teaspoon, but sometimes I'll add a tablespoon. I may add a couple tablespoons, like rosebud, sage. I'll put a little bit more of that in here. I'm going to go through and do a second round, and then come back and show you the rest of the process. Okay, the next part of the process is to pour your heated oil over the dried herbs. And it is good to heat this. I had heated some of this. I broke my plastic measuring cup, and I wasn't thinking I had already heated up some of this and then let it sit, so it's kind of gotten just a little cool. But heat your oil up and pour it over your dried herbs. Heating it up too helps it go down a lot faster, since I have this thing completely full with herbs. I'm heating up some more because I'm not going to have enough. And I need to heat up so that I can